Hey everyone, welcome back to The Bored Journalist. So today we are finally doing a Hollywood Divas recap. I know it's been a while, I get really busy, but this is going to be season 1, episode 2. I am the controller of this. So of course it has the recap, and then Paula is walking up to Lisa's apartment just to sit down and ask how she feels about the dinner. And I forgot how feisty Lisa is. Like, watching this all over again is so funny. So Lisa, just her and Golden are clashing, and Lisa is like, who are you, first of all, and what have you done? Girlfriends was 10 years ago. And Golden is like, I went to school and I trained for this. And Lisa was like, I've been in this business. And I'm kind of with Lisa. Like, I like Golden, but I really don't know much else that Golden's done. So Paula, comes up. She says there's something wrong with her eye. And I think, honestly, her makeup must have not cleaned his brushes correctly, because that's what that sounds like to me. So she has her sunglasses on. And Paula reminds me of somebody that I know. Paula is just bringing up crap from so long ago. I'm still trying to figure out where this drinks issue came from that she has with Golden. She says that she forgives, but Paula is not a forgiver. It don't sound like she forgets anything, anybody that's ever done her wrong. She remembers. So the next scene is Elise and Golden working out, and they're like really, really good. Like, they look like they take very good care of themselves. So again, it's Golden doing this whiny thing with Lisa, like, I'm ashamed for this, I don't know why she's here. And I'm like, okay, Golden, we get it. Like, I get it. That's like me complaining about, I don't know, TikTok journalists, and why are they getting the spotlight and they didn't even go to school for it? Like, it's room for everybody. I guess this is her whole storyline, is she's upset that Lisa is here. But I'm like, the oxymoron is that, Golden, now you're a reality star too, because you're doing reality TV. So you're not much better. And then I also feel that Maya could be played by anybody. Anybody could have gotten that role. Like, I don't feel like it's just, it takes a whole lot of acting. I feel like anybody off the street could have got that role, because it's a very it's not groundbreaking, Oscar worthy. Like, she is really full of herself, which I'm glad, because sometimes you gotta pump yourself up when nobody else does. But man, her attitude is so snooty. So then they start trying to check Lisa's credentials. And then it gets a little bit messy, because it brings up, who she had kids with and this and that. And, Golden is like, well, what's her claim to fame? Is it Keith Sweat? And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Keith Sweat is old enough to be my daddy, but that man, he can get it. But my grandmama said, old man give you worms. But he's still fine. But what difference does it make if Keith Sweat was her claim to fame, or Ed Hartwell being on Housewives? Like, she's here now. She's in the industry now. And Lisa has the credits. Like, Lisa's been doing this. Now, the next scene, Paula and Countess are at the eye doctor to get Paula's sty. It sounds like she has a sty to me, to get it lanced off. It sounds like her makeup artist was using dirty brushes and she got an eye infection, is what it sounds like to me. But here, Countess is talking about how Golden is kind of rubbing her the wrong way, and how she's feeling just a little bit insecure about her weight. And here come the Ayanla Juniors. Oh, you don't have to eat the whole bucket of chicken. I don't know if Countess could eat a whole bucket of chicken. I'm with her. It is tasty. And if we're talking wings, why not eat the whole 10 pieces? But I was dying when Paula was like, maybe we could fry it in sunflower oil. And I think that Chick-fil-A fries their chicken in sunflower oil, but she's like, you don't gotta fry it in Crisco. And Countess is like, why the hell would I do that? But yeah, so Paula goes, gets the thing lanced off, and then she gets a patch, and now she's walking around looking like Romeo from Immature for the rest of the episode.
You have to fry your chicken differently.
Tell
Maybe
me.
like there's a way we don't have to use Crisco. We can use like some kind of sunflower oil or something.
Oh, okay.
Portion reduction. We don't have to have 10 pieces.
You're right.
We can only have one breast. That will fill us up.
One and a half.
No. If you feel like snacking, get some watermelon. I know it sounds racist, but it's good.
Right.
Next scene is Elise, and she's trying to find a venue for her assorted flavors, trying to figure out if this is going to be like a good vibe for her. And the guy is like, well, yeah, like I can hook you up. You know, she's like, I don't know, it's kind of little, it's kind of tight up here. You know, I got 3 chicks. And then the man was like, well, are they big chicks? I was like, what does that have to do with anything? Your stage should be spacious enough to accommodate bigger chicks, even if she did have them. Like, why do you have to ask that? But, you know, she was explaining, you know, she's going to have security here and a VIP here and, you know, a special place here. And I'm like, Elise, girl, who is coming to this thing? Because I know that the Pussycat Dolls are a thing. And yes, you know, celebrities come to that. But here, I mean, girl, she just acting like she is Robin Anton, like it's got to be this and it's got to be that. And honestly, it just looks like some kind of regular place that I would see in Atlanta, kind of like a lounge. Like, it's cute. So then Golden calls and Elise is like, hey, like, girl, you should come and audition. I need another girl. And Golden gives me, like, she can dance, but I don't know, it gave me definitely an 8 count boom catter like cheerleader drill team. If you guys ever done that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It wasn't bad. I felt like it wasn't exactly the flavor for Elise, but she could work with her. And the next scene cuts to Miss Lisa, and I think that is so, I love seeing people when they're still humble and they're with their family. So her brother brings out some mimosas, like, yes honey, we're about to spill some tea, which I think is so cute. And they start talking, you know, just about Lisa's failed marriages and her kids. She speaks about like what hurt her the most was when I guess Keith had filed for custody of her kids and took her kids away from her.
I was really, really hurt. And I went through depression. I mean, for a whole year. I've been through worse. Can nothing hurt me the way that when I lost my kids? You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is this. When I lost them, that was rough. That was like my heart being ripped out of my chest. One of the things that really, really hurt me really bad was when I lost custody. I didn't deserve to have them taken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was God's grace and mercy that kept me, because I mean, I could have just lost my mind.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Then she touches on her marriage with Ed. She said she didn't even know that the marriage was bad. And she also explained that when these football players are no longer playing in the league, they get really depressed. And I do think that's true, because I've dealt with guys in college and then it's like they don't make it to the NFL, and then it's like they don't really know what to do with their life. It's like they become coaches, I guess, to kind of live vicariously through the kids or whatever. And I guess that can be something that's hard, especially the black athletes, when that's all that's drilled into you from the time you learn to walk is play ball, play ball, play ball. You play ball and then you get injured and, you know, all this other stuff, and you can't play anymore. So I do think that is very important for them to have an identity outside of sports. So she said that when Ed stopped playing was pretty much the end of their marriage. And then she also said that the man had a friendship that he was building and keeping it secret. And I'm like, is this where Keisha Knight Pulliam allegedly came in? Because y'all remember he was married to her briefly and knocked her up, and then they got divorced. So I'm like, what's really going on in Atlanta? It's a small world. All right, so our next scene is with Miss Countess, and she's with her stylist, and they are in, it looks like, a boutique to get Countess a shaper. The designer actually made the pointed bra for Madonna, and so Countess is in here, she's in here to get snatched. And when Golden comes in, it is so shady. Like, you can tell that Countess is trying to be sarcastic, and Golden just kind of gives her a hug, moves along, tells the designer hello. And Golden, she is so nice, nasty. She actually reminds me of my grandma. Like, my grandma would say some real nice, nasty shit, and you couldn't say anything because it's your grandma, but it's like, why would you say that? So I'm gonna play a snippet of what Golden said, but she meant it. She meant it like that. She knows she did.
Countess is sort of on the fence with me because I feel that she thinks that I'm trying to make her into my little project. Golden's trying to save the whales. And I don't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
And that's the thing, like, yeah, I can understand that she means well, but I think it's your tone and how you say things. I understand that not everybody is going to be all kumbaya, and yes, you know, her health, it is very important, but I still think it's the way that you deliver things. Now, I'm with Golden here. Countess is not big. I think she's cute. I think she's a cute size. I think she's proportioned. She has like great boobies. I wish I had them. But I think she looks cute here. And I do hope that since this has aired, because this has been a decade, that she does understand that she is beautiful. And I wish that she wasn't so hard on herself, because she has a lot more to offer than just her looks. And I know, like she says, it's easier said than done when you don't have the same insecurities as someone. Now, I do think that Golden was out of line for saying, I am the controller of this. Just like she is the guru on having a fit body. Like, how would she like it if somebody said, I am the controller of this, and they're talking about her leave out and her edges? You know, that wouldn't be very nice. It's not nice at all. I don't like that. And this is where I'm like, are they just being catty to play it up for ratings, or is she just really this bitchy? Right, so our next scene is with Crybaby Golden. Oh, she crying about the same thing. And she has Regina Hall over, and Regina Golden is sitting talking about Paula's project. Then she brings up Lisa and how Lisa isn't trained and she's from the reality TV show, and Regina is the voice of reason. No shade whatsoever. She seems like such a sweet person. And she's like, well, hold on. What if she's bringing an element that is different? She's bringing something new into our world, and then maybe it can mesh it together and it can work. So she definitely talks some sense into Golden. And you know, Golden just starts crying. Like, I just don't understand the issue with Lisa. It's gotta be something more than her being a reality star.
Yeah, she represents a piece of this business that is so hard for me to understand, why people who don't do the work get work.
Well, they just do a different kind of work. You know, they do a different kind of work. But you know what?
It really touches something in me.
You know
that
why?
Really
because
hurts
you're
me.
comparing your journey. That's not your journey. That's their journey. Your journey's not just about...
Why can't I get that out of my brain?
I bust my ass going to auditions, doing the whole thing. Wendy's reality stars, whose claim to fame is being these broad, very outlandish characters, and they're getting major roles on major networks.
But I'm like, let it go. And just because she's on reality TV, it does not mean that she is not a good actress. Honestly, I think they're both in the same category. Now, Elise and Paula, Countess, okay, but I don't know. The only difference that I can see that she has over Lisa is that she was on a show for 10 years. Okay, I feel like that's the only difference, but I feel like their acting is about the same, if you ask me. But I'm just a spectator. as Golden said. Now, as she's sitting down and talking with Regina, she starts discussing the insecurities that she has about herself. Now, if you guys didn't know, in 2019, Golden was in a limited series titled I Am the Night, and her character was Jimmy Lee. So I'll leave a link to this article. But in an interview with Newsweek, she was speaking about her character and how she pulled from her real life just for inspiration for this character. She says, I'm African American, but my mother is very light, so there was always that aesthetic disconnect. I use a lot of my own experiences with colorism, being 8 years old and looking at your mother like, wow, I don't look like her. Not that it angered me, but there was something there, and as I grew up, I worked on that. I tried to heal that part of myself. We all have parts of our upbringing we call dark times, and I just pulled from that. And I definitely respect Golden for putting some of these insecurities on display, because it does take a lot to be vulnerable. I'm just trying to figure out if the cattiness is coming because clearly Lisa is mixed race, and unfortunately in the Black world, you know, there's a hierarchy. Even though Golden and Lisa are the same color, you know, there is that hierarchy of hair and featurism and things like that. And then in Hollywood, you know, it's even worse because I think Lisa does have a chance for more roles because of her look. And I wonder if that's part of why Golden is acting the way she's acting. And then of course, you know, her being on reality TV, because Lisa does have credits. I actually went and looked them up. She's not lying. She's not full of herself. Other than the fact that she's not trained and she didn't go to school for it. Okay. Moving forward, Lisa is sitting and talking with a man that she's producing a project with. I was trying to find the exact project they were talking about, but I could not find it. And they're also really vague when they're talking about certain projects in here. Even when they're talking about Hustle and Flow, I don't know if it's me, but I just noticed they won't say, well, Paula, you missed the flight when you were supposed to be promoting Hustle and Flow. I don't know if it's due to legalities or what. But anyways, she's saying that she also wants to act in this movie, and he's telling her, you might have to step aside if it's not in the best interest of the project. And she's like, I understand that, but I do want the role, which is understandable. So we're at the end of the episode. All the girls meet up to brainstorm and talk about Paula's projects. Golden is just being super fake. She halfway apologizes to Lisa, and then they start going into their ideas and concepts of what they would like to see in the project. Again, shade was thrown because Paula thinks that Lisa should co-produce or executive produce the project, and Golden is like, because you just printed out papers. So yeah, I swear I don't know if this is manufactured or not, but it's hilarious. So Elise ends up not coming, and Elise explains why in the next episode. But Elise ends up missing it, and you know, Paula feels some type of way about that, but she said she'll deal with her, you know, later. Golden asks Lisa, you know, just step aside just so they can chat and kind of clear the air.
Let me rephrase this. There's something about you know, how you got your foot in the door, albeit married to keep sweat.
Or well, see, that's the problem again. Then you're doing that again. The problem I'm having with Golden is that she looks down on people. I just want to know who gave her the crown. Yeah, I started from writing movies and industry before.
Got that.
Have you wrote a movie before?
I have. I've written a movie and I've written a pilot and I'm working on a book of poetry.
So nice.
I'm saying you represent a culture that has been very hard for me to understand and digest. It's a culture that makes it very hard for the trained actress to thrive. You do understand that. I mean, would Meryl Streep go and do a reality show?
But you're not Meryl Streep.
Exactly. But you know what? In my brain, and
you are. Okay.
No, I never said that. Mm-hmm. But I aim to be that one day.
What? Meryl Streep.
This scene reminds me of when New York is talking to Hottie, and she's like, all my friends say that I remind them of Beyonce.
You guys are just jealous because all of my friends that know me tell me that I remind them of Beyonce. So you can all...
Patty. Mental institution. Crazy. Bitch needs straight jacket.
All right, y'all. That's going to be it for Hollywood Divas Season 1, Episode 2. I am the controller of this, so I will see you guys on the next one.